Hello guys, this is Ghana Boy in here. And guys, if it's the first time on this very channel, kindly click on the subscription button, click on the bell notification, and as well, make sure you share this video to a friend, for your friend to also share to a friend, to get to know what is happening across the continent of Africa, what is happening in Ghana, my country especially, and what is going on across the globe as well. Guys, when I see Ghanaian youth rising to the occasion to advise, Nigerian youth and Nigerians, most of the time, how Nigerians do take this, they see it as, Ghana is a small country when it comes to population. Ghana is a small country when it comes to size. And we are giant of Africa, and we have Dangote, and we have Davido, and whatsoever. So who are these Ghanaian people to be in the position to talk to us or to advise us? But the fact is clear. When you see a Ghanaian speaking and you see a Nigerian youth speaking, you see a very vast difference. Now, I'm not going to say much. These are some, Ghanaian youths that are not feeling okay within them to see these Nigerians in Ghana, making unnecessary remarks, like talking about unnecessary things instead of fighting for their country and how to make their country better. They are in Ghana seeking for equity, seeking for equality, so on and so forth, when they know perfectly that they are not Ghanaians and there is no way they can, obtain that equality they are looking for or seeking for in Ghana. And instead of them to also stop the unnecessary conversations, you see some of them on social media, when you hear the things they are saying, I'm a Nigerian living in Ghana. I went to buy wache, and the wache seller didn't smile. Like, it doesn't make sense to the ordinary Ghanaian. And, I'm glad to see some of the Ghanaian youth rising to the occasion. And they're telling these people that, look, we need to have a conversation. There's a conversation we need to have, So, I'm not going to say much. Listen to this Ghanaian youth and what they have to tell these, Abegi stance. Listen.
I saw a video of a Nigerian man claiming that they are going to be president in South Africa. I was like, is this an AI or it's real? And I started thinking, I think some Nigerians need psychological treatment. They need therapy. Some of them who come and sit on social media and talk in here, especially those who have left their countries and they are in other African countries and they are getting what their country failed to give them. For example, they are getting light, they are getting good roads to ride on, they are getting healthcare system, they are getting water to drink and water to shower. Now they have been able to know how to brush their teeth every morning, because when you don't have water in your country, how are you brushing your teeth in the morning? How do you even think about going to work? Because you don't have nothing to ride on. And the countries that have given you everything that your country refused to give you, instead of you to be grateful and be thankful to God that you, that one person, have been able to come out of that poverty and poor country called Nigeria, you are here on social media thinking that you want to become president in the country that has given you what your father country, your own country could not give you. You want to be president there. If you are able to become president, why didn't you become president in your country and fix the problem? If you have that sense and the knowledge to become president, why didn't you become president in your own country? Why did you choose to leave? Those of you who have left Nigeria, you are all cowards in the first place. You are cowards. You are all cowards. Because, first of all, leaving your country and running away from your problems to come and sit in my country and tell me you want to rule me, it's a mental health situation at this moment. You are a casualty. You really need to go to some psychologists for treatment. And you see, this is the problem. And this is why South Africans will go all out on you and do what they do. And the people will say they are xenophobic because they are provoking these people. Isn't it annoying? Isn't it crazy how you think that the people who you came to meet in their country cannot rule themselves properly, but you are the smartest one who can come and rule them? Why are you Nigerians like this? Why can't you just be content? Why are you so entitled? Like the entitlement of some of you. Today, I saw a video of somebody in Ghana, and some Nigerians, these poor Nigerians in Ghana, who have been struggling in their country, who could not even eat. They eat gari every day. Now Ghana has given them opportunity to become, to do content, because now they have lights to do content. Where they came from, they didn't have lights. And now they are sitting on social media talking about that we can't buy land in Ghana. You can't buy land. Can you buy land in Nigeria? Can you buy land in Nigeria? Can you buy land in your own country that you came from? You dare not. Let alone a foreigner go and buy land. Even you, the natives of Nigeria, you can't buy land. You dare not. That is why most of you cannot live in your country, because if you try buying land, you are going to have to fight with juju, with physical weapon. You have to fight with all the strength in you. Everything that you have to fight with it, because it's crazy. The chaos and the problems you have to go through just to buy land in Nigeria. So you Ghanaians who will go and support that foolishness, let me tell you something. If somebody is telling you problems in your country, ask them problems in their own country. The fact that he has not been able to live in his country and he's in Ghana or he's in another person's country should tell you the kind of people they are. And the fact that they are complaining, you should shut up. You shouldn't complain, because you have more than what your country gave you. You have more than that. So you shouldn't complain.
Watching videos day in, day out on the media by my Nigerian brothers and sisters gets me emotional. Do you know why? Our Nigerian youth are failing to take their destinies into their own hands. Why are you silent when a country like Nigeria, the underlying word, like Nigeria, is sleeping without light? Why are you quiet when innocent children are dying day in, day out? Why are you quiet when your soldiers are even running out of your camps, your military base? You are finding it difficult to even get youths to be recruited into your army. Why are you quiet when you are losing your citizens to bandit group, terrorists, jihadists, and Boko Haram? States like Zamfara, Enugu, Delta State are losing children each and every day. Communities have been attacked, like, I don't know. And yet, you only see Nigerian bloggers and people who are Nigerian influencers on TikTok and on the media attacking Ghanaians, attacking Ghana. Ghana is like this, Ghana is like that. Please hold on. If you can use this same energy to speak for Nigeria as a country, then I don't even think Nigeria will even be having some problems. This Nigerian guy who even acquired passport through the Ghana embassy, G-Red TV. I don't know whether your name is G-Red or your name G-Red TV or your name is Gred. I don't know. You are in Hamburg, Germany right now, and you are on the media bantering. Ghana is like this. Ghana is corrupt. Ghanaians are the most wicked people. Some Ghanaians have killed a Nigerian, and Ghanaians have to account for it. You are a stupid guy. Do you know the number of soldiers that Nigeria lost in Zamfara recently? In 15th of February last month. On 4th, do you know the number of people that you lost, and your government is even adamant on it? You can't even question your government on the killings of people. Each day, Nigeria do not lose less than 100 citizens to bandit groups. Yet, you are quiet. Your government is not even doing anything about it. And you are coming to banter Ghana. Come and do that stupid thing under my post again. You will hear from me. Fucking guy. Take your destinies into your own hands, Nigerians.
Nigeria can never be fixed. It is not hatred. It is a fact. Now see, the 99% people in Nigeria are the people that are making things worse for you everywhere. That 1%, you can't do anything. See, as because you are fighting to make whatever you are trying to make in Nigeria. Look at what is happening in South Africa. Just imagine. Look at what is happening in South Africa. You never learn. You people don't learn. The sense, I keep saying people are far from sense. These are the things you are supposed to be advocating to impact sense into your followers, into your people. Most people, you are there talking about Ghana this, Ghana that. See, you are talking about irrelevant things in Ghana. Because tell me why you people are so obsessed with kinship. But yes, though, you can't do it in Nigeria. From Ghana straight to South Africa, you see, you people, sympathy, a friend is sympathy. How can me, somebody like me, have sympathy for you? The sense, Nadia, you can never have it. No, it's not because I hate you. I don't hate you. No, it's a fact. I'm jotting down the facts. Explain it to me. Explain it to me. Explain it to me. Idite, come and explain this to me. You told me, say a time will come, Nigeria will be better. Come and explain this one to me. Kinship in South Africa. What happened to Nigeria? Nigeria is the biggest country on the African continent. Why can't you see? There are empty villages in Nigeria that bandits have finished, cleared everything. You can just go and claim one, make it war, and then crown yourself. But you are in an already developed place, claiming to be a king. Now, what is this obsession with this kinship with Nigerians? Nigerians, what is wrong with you?